Hello and welcome to my channel once again. Your workspace, whether it's in your office or if you're a homemaker, your kitchen, good housekeeping is essential for smooth and efficient operation. Naturally, you would like to keep the tools which you use often handy, and Photoshop Workspace is no exception to this. There are quite a number of panels or windows that comes with Photoshop, and each one has its own use depending upon the subject on which you are working. For example, for photography retouching and color correction, there will be a set of tools that you would use frequently. Likewise, for graphic and web designing, another set of tools might be used. Of course, Photoshop does give you presets for arranging windows subject-wise, but as you develop your own style of working, you might use certain tools that may not be available on the preset, or you might even wish to remove some of the tools that you don't use or would like to rearrange the places of the tools to access according to your convenience. Photoshop gives you complete freedom to do this. Let's look at the presets that are available. Go to Windows, Workspace, and there is a flyout menu comes out giving the options to choose Essentials, 3D, Graphic and Web, Painting, and Photography. Further down, there are some more options. Reset, whichever option is chosen. New Workspace, Delete Workspace, and just below, Keyboard shortcuts and menus, and lastly, Lock Workspace. So what does this mean? Let's find out. The first 5 options given are Photoshop's default presets. Let's look at one of the options, Essentials. When you set this workspace to this, Photoshop gives you the basic option like color and the tab besides swatches. Then the second set of panel shows Learn, Libraries, and Adjustments. And the last panel below shows Layers, Channels, and Path. For now, you need not know the usage of each of these panels, but suffice to know that such a panel exists, as we will be dealing with these in depth later. Now go back to the window, Workspace, and choose, say for example, Photography. You can observe the arrangements of the panels have changed. To deal this further, let's open a file. As you know, I have disabled the initial pop-up screen, and I am just double-clicking the workspace and choosing a file from the exercise folder. This is an iconic bridge in Bahrain. Here I shot a few months ago. Let's go to the panel Library. This gives you the option to download stock images from Adobe website, some of them for free and some paid. Now you want to remove this panel as you will not be using this. Click on the right side corner of the panel and choose Close, which closes only the library panel. And if you wish to close both the Libraries panel and the Adjustments panel, choose the Close tab and all the panels associated gets removed. If you wish to restore these two panels, then go to Windows and click on either Libraries or Adjustment when both gets restored. One more thing you might notice, or I wish that you make a note of it, is that when you click on the windows, the panels which are being displayed are found with a tick mark. For example, take the Layers panel. A side note, this has a keyboard shortcut of F7, and likewise you can see the keyboard shortcuts for other panels as well here. When you click the Layers panel or F7, the other two associated panels are also available, but it's not displayed in the tick mark. As you see, the Path panel is also available, but it is not shown ticked in the windows. But when you choose all associated panels that are displayed, like Channels, Layers, and Path in this case. Apart from these panels, there is also another minimized panel that you could see on the immediate left of the panels. You can expand these into panels by clicking the double arrow on top. By default, these are History, Actions, Properties, Info, cloning stamp panels. The same rule applies for the display of these panels like we have seen earlier. Even in these panels, options are available to display more data or information. Say for example, click on the right hand side of the histogram panel. It gives the option of compact view, expanded view, and all channels view. Compact view displays all the three channels in one windows. Expanded view gives the same with the option to see in a composite of RGB, red, green, and blue channels individually or in luminosity values or color values. Histogram is one of the key things that helps you to decide the color of a picture irrespective of the monitor that you use to display the colors. And if you want each channel to be displayed in a separate panel, click on the options All Channel View, and thus you have the histogram displayed for each of the channel. Now let's assume you have removed some of the panels. Say remove the navigator panel and also the paths panel. Basically, you are removing panels from photography workspace and you don't know which one was there where. Just to reset the workspace, go to Windows, Workspace, and with the photography workspace still ticked, click the Reset Photography. These options will differ based on the workspace that you choose. If you had chosen 3D, the option will appear as Reset 3D. In this case, let's reset photography workspace. Now let's assume that you want to arrange your own workspace. Let's do some modifications to workspace here. Let's remove only the libraries like so. And in order to save space, you want to associate the adjustment panel into the layer panel group. Click and hold the adjustment panel and drag it into the layers panel group. When a blue rectangle appears around the layer panel, let go the mouse and the adjustment panel will get associated with the new group. Now you want to see all the three channels in separate and in this mini windows, and so you choose all channels view, and for a good measure click the show in color option as well. Photoshop intuitively adjusts the workspace to the maximum when you click the layer panel, minimizing the histogram windows. Now let's assume you are happy with this workspace and you want this arrangement to come up every time you work on Photoshop. To save this, go to Windows, Workspace, New Workspace, and the pop-up occurs and you can save this preset, including some keyboard shortcuts, menus, or toolbars that you might have customized. Basically, I think this is sort of an overkill to customize Photoshop too much as you can use the default commands already provided by Photoshop. However, just to let you know, options are there to carve Photoshop to your style, which can be accessed through the penultimate option on the Windows, Workspace, keyboard shortcuts and menus. Now with this pop-up, you can give a name to your workspace. Say in this case, I assign it a name, My Workspace. The last option is that it locks the panel, and with this option selected, you cannot move the panels. Now let's go back and choose the photography workspace. You might be wondering why there is no change in the arrangement of panels. This is because you created your customized workspace based on photography workspace, and when you choose the photography workspace, it assumes that you are still in photography workspace. To get back to the default photography workspace, go to the Windows, Workspace, Reset Photography, and thus you will get back default arrangements of photography workspace. I hope you are still with me and able to follow what I have said so far. If not, please go through this video again for better understanding. Now moving on to your left hand side, you will find the tools that you will use frequently, and these can either be accessed by clicking the respective tools, or if you hover over the tool and wait for a second, the name of the tool and its associated alphabet appears in a small animated window. For example, if you hover on the Move tool denoted by a 4 arrow symbol The pop-up also gives an alphabet, V in this case. When you are in another tool and want to switch over to this tool, just tap the alphabet and it gets selected. For instance, you are on the brush tool, alphabet B, and you wish to switch to the move tool. Just tap the alphabet V and the move tool is selected. You can hover over each of the tool and find out the respective alphabet. In some cases, the same alphabet is assigned to a set of similar tools. Take the tools Spot Healing Brush. This is obtained by tapping the key J. The associated tools are Healing Brush Tool, Patch Tool, Content Aware Move Tool, Red Eye Tool. All these are associated with the alphabet J. To cycle through each of these associated tools, press the Shift key and then tap the alphabet. In this case, it's just J, like so. Also, you will notice with the selection of each tool, the options below the menu changes that will make you work with the options of the specified tool. For today, your assignment would be as follows. Create the following workspace: histogram and navigator in one set of panel. Make the histogram to show all channels view and show each channel in color. The third panel would be layers, channels, path, and adjustment in another set of panels. And save this workspace as My Workspace. Reset Photography Workspace and go to your newly created My Workspace settings. Second, write in a notebook all the tool names and its associated alphabets. I hope you will take this assignment seriously and would comply with. Should you have any doubts, please leave in a comment for clarification. Lastly, do spread the words to your friend who might find this YouTube channel useful. Thank you very much.